Hey Taurus, I'm back. Here I am. And I'm happier than ever to be back in my studio with my dogs, feeling normal again. I brought Chippy and Sparky a cookie. Come here, Sparky, come say hi to Taurus. They've been wondering where in the world you were and where I was. So, Taurus, welcome back to the channel, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long, but I had a whole tower thing happen. You know, the tower in Tarot where the foundations fall out from under somebody with some sudden shocking change. And Chippy knows I have more cookies in my pocket. Cookie monster. Anyway, I have been battling this tower that happened with my house and my property since the 1st of January. So almost 4 months now of really going through a living hell. So anyway, things are better. I've had to have a tremendous amount of work done on my house that I didn't expect. Like I said, sudden shocking tower changes. And it has taken a real emotional, physical, spiritual, financial toll on me. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know, because a lot of you have made really nice comments, some not so nice, not really from Taurus. Taurus always leaves me nice comments. But some people said, you should take better care of yourself. You look terrible. You look tired, Tammy. You got circles under your eyes, dark circles. I'm like, yeah, because I haven't slept for 4 months. I've been working enough on my house and property and taking care of my dogs for 10 people. 24/7, literally. I have it's been really hard, and I don't mean to go into too much detail, except for 4 months you all have been asking, so I did want to just kind of let you know. So things seem normal now. I think it's handled, but it got handled with extreme difficulty, to say the least. It's been extreme. I would have never in my wildest dreams thought I would have gone through the situation I went through. So anyway, here we go. Taurus, with that said, it did keep me on high psychic alert. So the readings I did for you all during that time were solid. That's the good thing about stress for me. It enhances the psychic ability. So let's clear any bad tower energy out of here before we start. You like the bell? We'll clear Chippy too. All right, here we go, Taurus. Let's see what's coming. That last emergency reading I did for you all last week, and I'll put a link to it, was crazy. I mean, the guides were like, we don't care if you're going through a tower moment, sit down and do this reading for Taurus. So yeah, it was really important that you had that information right away. So I've asked them to give us more details on that, Taurus, okay? Because a lot of you wanted to follow up, and I wanted to do a follow-up for you on that too. So let's see what we've got here. Yep, this one keeps standing out for some reason. Something new is happening for you, Taurus. I see some kind of opening of the heart, and that's of your heart center, and that's what I saw last time. Happiness, okay. And I set my intention to read these upright, so I'm going to be doing that. I'm not reading reversals in this first spread. So here we go, Taurus. There's something new happening here. And look at this Ace of Cups. This is in the conflict position, though, and it seems like it was when I did the emergency reading, too. It looks like you have said goodbye to some kind of a love offer. I don't know if some of you were like, you know, relationships are just too much trouble. Because here we go. Here we've got Knight of Cups with the walking away 8 of Cups card. Or you're thinking about it. You're thinking about this offer, but you're like, should I walk away from it? Should I not? Should I take this offer? And we will clarify this, Taurus. We'll get you a lot more details. It looks like you're kind of happy being on your own. Here's your 9 of Pentacles. You're kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like my freedom. I kind of like going to bed when I want to and waking up when I want to, and nobody snoring and waking me up in the middle of the night. And I like my dog sleeping in the bed, and somebody likes their pet birds. Maybe there's, I know this is crazy, but well, it's not so crazy. My whole life is crazy. Somebody had pet birds that was a problem in a relationship. Somebody didn't like the quote noise they made or the mess. This is according to your ex. Pet birds or something about your pets, and you're like, you know what? I prefer my pets over you. That's what I'm getting with this Nine of Pentacles. Now the thing is, this has already happened. Because coming up, there's something about new opportunities right next to an Ace of Pentacles. I can't wait to clarify this. Yeah, there's new opportunities that are going to bring you into this Ace of Pentacles. Now, Ace of Pentacles, for those of you that aren't familiar with the tarot, and I know a lot of you are, that's why I say that. A lot of psychics come in here. So, something about hitting the jackpot. And this is in your more extended future, Taurus. So, I just feel like there's a decision here to be made. And I feel like you're back and forth on it. I think you're on the fence. Like, relationship or no relationship. That's where I'm at so far with this relationship. Other people are seeing you as kind of holding your ground on this. You're kind of taking a stand. You kind of drew a line in the sand about this with this Seven of Wands energy. You're kind of like, I don't know, I'm going to hold the line. I don't know if I want to sacrifice my property, my sleeping arrangements, my pets. I'm not going to do that again. Maybe you gave up a pet for somebody. Something about pets really speaks to me here, Taurus. And, you know, I don't read just by the cards. You know, I channel and, you know, all the things. So birds really come in strongly to me on this. Cats and birds. Maybe you had birds and they had a cat in it. I don't know. There's some, and that's not for everybody, you know. I don't know. There's something here. Maybe the bird was picking on the cat. You know, could go that way. I don't know, but there's something here where you don't want to give it up again. And I see you holding on to your peace, your freedom. But at the same time, you've got this stirring of the heart. And there's this temptation of, well, what if this person's different? And we're going to look into that and see, what if this person's different? Because some of you feeling this fluttering of the heart. And this was the emergency reading I did last time. Because it's like you needed to know right then. You know, I was like, Spirit, why do I need to do this, the reading right then? Because they're on the edge of this and they need to think through this. They need to talk about this. They need to see what's coming. So we're gonna keep going with this. This is sort of an extension of that reading. It's a new reading, but an extension. Okay. Now there's something here. Let's make sure I've got the right card. Yeah. So there's something here about a gift, Taurus. Couple of things. Somebody's seeing you as a gift, and I'm also seeing you asking yourself, is this person coming in that I'm feeling the kind of little heart flutters about, but that I'm also afraid to let in? Is this a good thing or not? Is this a gift, or does this person want a gift from me? Like, are they going to bring me energy, or are they going to take away my energy? You know, I feel like it's that. And you've got to have somebody that comes in with a peacefulness. You've got to have somebody that enhances your life in a very peaceful way, not somebody that comes in and creates chaos and drains you, you know, right? There's a whole different thing going on here. So let's keep going. We'll get more information on this. You know, you're happy right now, Taurus. Here's the Sun card. And you're kind of like, I want to keep that. And you want to be happy. You know, you're kind of, this is hopes and fears. It's kind of like, I want to be happy, but I'm afraid I won't be happy, or I'm afraid this person will take my happiness, steal my joy, and that sort of thing. Your final outcome for right now, not for the rest of your life, but for this reading, this question about this person coming in, I get you collaborating with somebody. You know, this is not just one person decides it and the other one does. You know, this is a collaboration, and I do see you working these details out. It's like, well, I'd like this, but I don't think I want you to, you know, like be here all the time. Like, I kind of like to sleep with my dog. You know, I kind of like to go to bed at a certain time, and that's non-negotiable. You know, I feel like there's a lot about sleeping, and it's important, you know. Take it from the person who was sleep deprived for the last 4 months. Sleep's important. Trust me. You saw the bags under my eyes the last few readings. You know, it's hard. So that's not negotiable, right, Taurus? I mean, and there's also the fact that you spiritually travel in your sleep. And when somebody messes up where you go in your sleep and how you rejuvenate spiritually, not just physically, but spiritually, it can take a real toll on you. And I feel like you've been there, done that. You're not going to do that anymore. So I'm asking them which cards do you, okay, these. Because usually I clarify with these, but they were saying these, so okay. All right, got it. Let's shuffle these up a little bit. So let's clarify. You're growing something completely new with the Seven of Pentacles. Now, you might be growing your money. You don't want to share it. Understandably so. You could be growing a garden. It's that time of year, you know, if you're here in the United States. You could be planting new seeds for a whole new life. You know, it's really significant. I feel like you're thinking about, what do I want to grow? I want to grow something different. You know, that's what I'm getting. By the way, I remembered my microphone this time, right? Okay. So, yeah, there's a major transformation happening. Clarifying Seven of Pentacles. And there's a major transformation. This particular card has my least favorite animal, snake, on it, but it is the year of the snake. See, I'm holding it by the edge so I don't touch it. So there's something there about shedding your skin. There's something there about whole new transformation. Like, you're going to be a new person. Like, what you're deciding, the seeds you're deciding to plant, Taurus, it's going to turn you, it's going to like raise you up. I feel like it raises your vibration. Okay. Really happy. I got really warm when I pulled that card. And, you know, this one might have a snake on it, but most of my judgment cards have angels on it. So we'll fix that. All right. So we've got 5 of Wands with this too. So there might be some competition involved here. There might be some tug of war or some past arguments living in your head. That's what I'm hearing. There's something there about some resistance to this transformation of this new life that's coming in. I just feel like this new life is coming into you, Taurus, and it's not being offered. It's like it's happening. It's like happening in your energy. I'm feeling this card right here really strongly too. So we've got the Page of Cups. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of you, Taurus, are having this new romantic friend in your life. I do. This is a romantic friend. Kind of that little heart fluttering. Okay. So let's see why is there conflict around Ace of Cups? Ace of Cups is the opening of the heart, a new attraction, some kind of new beginning where it relates to emotions or feelings and things like that. Oh, are all these coming out? They are. Okay. Unusual. Wow. Okay. So regarding, and that's the reason so many cards here, and I'm going to tell you, the reason so many came out is because some of these you won't relate to every one of these. I feel like this is for you, this one's for you, this one's for you. Okay. So take it as it resonates. Some of you are afraid that your love interest is a sneaky energy, a 7 of Swords. You're like, is this person here to steal stuff from me? And maybe they are. Okay. We're going to clarify. Some of you are going through a whole transition. Okay. Or some of you are dealing with a Scorpio with this Death card. All right. So we got a Panther and a White Owl here. The White Owl is very, very spiritual, as you know. So and it's flying too. I get the sense with your new love interest, this is going to transform your whole life. It really goes with that Judgment card and the white wings, you know. There's something here about, there's a conflict because you're like, okay, I have to let something end and something new begins. So some of you might be in the midst of that, okay? Now, for some of you, there's an Ace of Pentacles. Your new love interest, there may be money involved, or you may feel like you've won the jackpot with this person, all right? And maybe it's a conflict because of money in some way. And then we have the Emperor. Some of you could be connecting with an Aries, okay? And again, another owl. So obviously somebody very intuitive like you are, Taurus. And I get the goosebumps. This one's really important for a lot of you. This can be a father. I feel like this is somebody mature. I see the salt and pepper hair, handsome. And this is who you're connecting with, whether they're an Aries or any other sign. But I do feel like maturity, property, housing. The Emperor is sometimes involved with real estate and things like that, building, making things happen, concrete kind of buildings, and things like that. Very grounded kind of energy and very much in charge and self-actualized, So a lot of you, your love interest is that. Now, the other way I can read this is it's a conflict because you are the Emperor and you don't want your empire to be messed with. Because it's been messed with before. You're like, been there, done that. So what are you walking away from? Let's ask about that. Let's clarify. What is Taurus with this Eight of Cups energy? What are you walking away from? Let's see. You are walking away. Oh, okay. Well, you're not really walking away from anything as much as you're pulling back. This is Four of Swords. You're still healing. You're healing from something before, and it just takes time. This is you pulling back, going, I don't want to have any more fights. I don't want to struggle. I'm not feeling like shedding my skin right now. Thank you, universe, right? But nevertheless, you've got this new love offer on the table with this Knight of Cups, all right? And it's clarified by a new opportunity. So there's a lion and a lioness on here, this and the Two of Wands. So I get the sense that there's a lot of strength. I see Leo energy here for some of you, and I'm getting that there's two new opportunities. So you might be walking away from one love interest and walking towards the new love interest, okay? For some of you. For some of you, you're still healing from the previous love interest or your ex. Look at this. You're busy. I see you busy working. I see you busy building something, Taurus. This is like the wasp, making the paper nest. Some of you walked away from something that was too much work. Like it took more work than, I feel like you had to put more work in than like what you got back out of it. In the relationship I'm talking about, like, and is all that worth it? That's what I hear. It's not a traditional meaning, but I don't always read by traditional meaning. I read by clairvoyancy. So you may have walked away from a Leo. Some of you did. I think this may have come up last time too. I'm hearing Charles or Charlie. Didn't I get that in the last reading? You guys tell me in the comments. And here's the Sun. Now, your new love interest is going to bring you happiness. All right, look at that. Knight of Cups, Sun energy. All right, so that's really good because I wanted to know what was happening there. Yeah, really strong energy. This one wants to come out too. Oh, Two of Wands. Yeah, okay. So with this love interest, I feel like there are two. You're going to walk away from one. You're going to choose two new options, opportunities, things like that. So, okay. So let's go over to this Nine of Pentacles that I see you protecting your space. Your peace. Like you're pretty happy with what you're doing with your life as you know it. So let's see. Let's clarify that. It's clarified by the Six of Wands. So yeah, you've had a victory. I feel like you didn't just fall into this life of yours, you won it. I feel like you had to make that happen. You developed this, okay? You didn't just like fall into this life of yours. Yeah, and here's the octopus in the Page of Pentacles. You have learned a lot through this process of like protecting your space. It's very valid what you're feeling about, do I want to give that up? And don't give it up. I think some of you are like, I have to give that up to have this relationship, but that's not true. Remember, you're going to be collaborating wherever this, your final outcome is. You're going to negotiate your way through this relationship. You're not going to just concede and go, okay, well, I'll just give up my dog. Of course, you wouldn't do that, but you know what I mean? It's the first thing that came to mind. Okay, I'll share my whatever, my cookies, right? Whatever. You don't have to. Nobody's saying you have to share anything you don't want to share, because this is a different relationship, Taurus. This is a transition relationship into something completely new. And I don't mean like not the usual transition relationship, but you know what I mean? You're going to the next level. So I'm saying it's a spiritual relationship. You are asking yourself, how do I want to do it this time? What do I want to do differently? I'm going to grow this differently. I'm going to plant different seeds, okay? And you have every right to negotiate what you want from this relationship, from this Knight of Cups, okay? You already know that, but Spirit is saying that you need somebody to remind you or give you permission. That's what I'm hearing. Somebody needed to hear, it's okay. Do it. Say what you want. Say it and mean it. Hold your ground. The hold your ground card came up. This is how other people are going to see you. 7 of Wands. It's like, no, I won't make my dog sleep in the other room. No, I don't share my chocolate chip cookies. Right? Okay, so here's the Empress. So we had the Emperor, now we've got the Empress. We've got Divine Counterparts, Taurus. This is so cool. All right, let's go over to, in your immediate future, we have got, the 2 new options. This 2 of Wands has come up twice now. So yeah, I think there are 2 opportunities for a relationship. I mean, this whole reading seems like it's about relationship, and so did the emergency reading I did. So I think we're talking about that. For some of you, if it's not relationship, it might be a new job that you love, something that you love, okay? Because it's all about the Ace of Cups, emotions. So let's clarify these 2. Let's clarify Ace of Pentacles, which is hitting the jackpot in some way. 7 of Cups, you're not sure. You're like, is it a jackpot? 7 of Cups is like, I'm a little unclear about that at the moment. But it's a gift. It's a gift, Taurus. And look at this. I'm not sure, but I think that's a bull. I don't know, you tell me. It looks enough like a bull that it makes me think of Taurus anyway, okay? So, Taurus, you got Ace of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles. There is a jackpot here. And, Pentacles is usually money, resources and money, things like that, and earth energy. But, you can win the jackpot in various ways, With your new person, you can go, I won the jackpot when I met this person, Because it's love. And love is, I would consider love a resource, would you? Let me know in the comments. I mean, it's maybe an odd way to put it, but that's what it feels like. I mean, love is a resource, right? And here's 10 of Cups. Look at this. So traditionally the marriage card, all right? I just heard the wedding bells. Seriously, I did. This is joy and happiness, Taurus. This is not misery. This is joy and happiness, and you negotiating what you want. This is not you giving things up. This is not you giving up your 9 of Pentacles, your Garden of Eden, so to speak, okay? That's happiness. That's like all the things that you want and enjoy all wrapped into one. That's where this is going. So why are you looking a little bit defensive, Taurus, if I can say? I feel a little, and I understand why, because this brings, new love brings up past love, a lot of times. Yeah, we've got 6 of Swords here. So you're a little bit defensive because you're like, I had to leave a bad situation before, and I've just now got my 9 of Pentacles. I'm enjoying myself, and now I'm being presented with another new relationship. So that's why you're looking a little bit defensive. Maybe you had to literally move, and you've moved into your own space, and you're like, I'm not sharing it. But again, I'll remind you, you don't have to. Nobody says you have to share it unless you want to. And to a limited degree, you can say things are different. This is 2025. Okay. 2 of Cups. Look, this is things coming together. This is so beautiful. This is like 2 people coming together. This is soulmates. This is a soulmates card. And also, this is elephants. And, elephants remember. I feel like this is a memory of maybe even a past life love, or the way you knew it would be at some point in your life. Maybe even when you were a little child, maybe you had a vision of this person, or you're like, I'm going to marry, somebody named Joe, or, when, kids do that. And now you're going to remember. Elephants, it's about memories. They never forget things. The Chariot. So look at this. There's something really fast happening here. You could meet this person on a trip. Vacation. I'm hearing vacation really strongly with the Chariot. Road trip, vacation, beach, tides. Something about a place named Tide something. That makes me think of beaches, like beach hotels. Tidewater hotels, Tidewater. There's something about a place named Tidewater. This is where you're going to meet. You might meet over, crab legs and shrimp scampi. I don't know why that came to mind. But there's something there about, gosh, yes. Look at the Success card. Flying, 8 of Wands. Flying. You might be flying somewhere on a trip. I see Paris. Also, Hilton Head, something like that, or staying in a Hilton. There's like so many specifics coming through here for you all. I see a black shiny Corvette car. I don't know my cars, but I think that's a Corvette. Tides and beaches and shiny cars, Malibu. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of places you all could go, but they are naming certain places. You're going to meet people I feel like you're going to meet your soulmate somewhere. A lot of you, because they're giving me so many details on this. I think a lot of you are going to meet your soulmate not near home. And that's part of why you don't want to give up your home, because how are you going to be with this person if they live all the way across the globe? Okay? I think that's some of the conflict. You're going to be like, oh, my heart is just on fire for this person, and they live like all the way around the world. And now what am I going to do? It's going to totally mess up my 9 of Pentacles, right? I think some of you, but let's see what the advice is on that, because that's legitimate. That's exactly what they're talking about. Because then there's happiness, and we've already clarified 3 of Pentacles. Collaboration, negotiating this whole thing out. Like, well, do you want to come live around the globe, or should I come around the globe and live with you? I think that's where this is going. Or even next door. If your person's next door, well, do I live there or here? Did you see the cards jam? Yeah, okay. That's like a jam of, stalemate. Like, oh, I don't know. We don't know. Okay. All right, let's see. Taurus. what happens. Advice on when they come together. Because you're coming together, a lot of you come together with your divine counterpart. And it's not going to be like these, crappy relationships that drove you crazy for years. They're not karmic. This is your divine soul counterpart. Here's a Queen of Swords. So your advice is cut out the pieces that don't work. Okay? Don't overextend yourself, Taurus, like you can sometimes, and be logical. Do the things that are logical. Here's the Emperor. There's the Emperor again. Father energy. Now that person could build a whole new house. They could be, a builder. They could be, the Emperor builds bridges. They could bridge two things together. It's coming, Taurus. Here's the Ace of Cups again. I just literally, when I saw this card, I felt like this tidal wave come up behind me toward the screen. This is so cool, Taurus. Okay, I'm not kidding you. I feel a little choked up right now because, wow. This is so good for you all. This is so big and it's so good. I think I'm scooting the table out. I'm so excited for you. Okay, let's see what else you need to know. Let's switch decks. No, let's don't. Yes, let's do. All right. You've healed your way through this, Taurus. You have. You put in tremendous work on yourself, on your heart, healed your heart. I've seen you guys over the course of, 2 years, a little over 2 years now that I've been reading for you. I've seen all this amazing rising from the ashes, this judgment card keeps coming up over and over for you, that you've had angelic guidance, angelic, help along the way. Okay, your visions are correct. All right, they're giving me two things at once. This is about you holding your ground. And it's like the negotiating thing, the Five of Wands, there may be some competition. There may be somebody jealous of you in this competition, Taurus. And it's around this person. And a Five of Swords. So I would watch out. Five of Wands, Five of Swords. I feel like somebody might try to cause a problem. Not the person you're meeting, not your divine counterpart, but the person they're currently seeing before they meet you. Before, not after. There's no juggling. There's no Three of Cups here. I feel like this person has wanted to not date this person for a long time. And now they meet you and they're like, I'm done with that person. But that person is your Five of Swords energy. Does that make sense? What are you going to do about that? It's okay. Because, here's the Lover's card. And that does sometimes come with some kind of a decision. Okay? So a decision for you, do I put up with this? And a decision with the new person, like, I'm just feeling like I'm slinging off energy. It's actually my bracelet, but... it's like, get that person. That's what I'm feeling like. Get the person off. I can't get it off. That's what it feels like. Like that person's stuck on the bottom of your new person's shoe, like, old chewing gum. So it might take a little scraping to get that person to leave. And that person's going to be extremely jealous of you. And this person doesn't want to let go of the new person you meet because they're amazing. Yeah, they're a King of Pentacles or a Queen. But here's the King of Pentacles, Taurus. Which is somebody who's very much like the Emperor in a lot of ways. They're very self-actualized. They're got their life together. They're mature. They have resources, Pentacles, resources, money. We've got the Ace of Pentacles over here. Now that would totally make sense wherever it went. Here it is. That in your near future, you're going to have a jackpot with this King of Pentacles or Queen of Pentacles. Take it, switch it up if you need to. But, right? This is in your immediate future. So any advice for Taurus? I think you just should sit back and watch the show, Taurus, really, because I'm thinking there's not much you have to do. You just have to, if it comes with, some X attached temporarily, it's going to be temporary, because the rest of this looks really good. You can negotiate your way through things that you don't want to give up or change, So, yeah. Yes, your life is changing. Yes, you're planting new seeds, but no, you don't have to give up your favorite things that you have all on your own for King of Pentacles. He's not going to demand that. He has his own stuff. He has his own resources. That's why they're sending you somebody so self-actualized like Taurus is, okay? So final words for Taurus on this. I love this, Taurus. I can't wait to hear your comments. If this is resonating with you, please put like a heart or a thumbs up or something in the comments. Make a comment, because I'm dying to know. This is happening fast. I got the goosebumps, Taurus. Here's final words for you, what you need to know. 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is success, fast-moving energy, perhaps a trip or plane flight. Things are all happy, up in the air. Got the Sun card. This is so good. I'm going to stop right there. Thanks, Taurus. Thanks for coming in. Hey, if you haven't seen it yet, Chippy did a reading for you. Chippy, come over here. Tell him about your reading, buddy. Tell him about your reading. Can you come up here? Yeah, okay. I'll get you another cookie because I thought I had one, but I don't. So Chippy did a really good reading for you all last night, didn't you? His urgent reading. He couldn't wait till morning, and he had things to say. And Taurus, I think in that reading, go and watch it and see. I'll put a link. But I think he said you were going to move. I think he got the 6 of Swords too. Chippy is very intuitive. He, of course, grew up with me. I got him when he was a little tiny puppy off of Craigslist. He was like this big, and I had no idea he was going to get scruffy hair. Did I? So anyway, I had no idea I was getting a little psychic dog. I tell people sometimes he's like the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce. I'm only partly kidding about that. But anyway, so yeah, he pulled some of the same cards for you. Don't you, Chippy? Good stuff coming for Taurus? Is there good stuff coming for Taurus? There is. Okay, good. Well, tell Taurus goodbye. I'll go get you another cookie, I promise. Okay, yeah. All right. Thanks, Taurus, for being here. Always love reading for you all, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.